Gentlemen, hi and welcome to the continuation of the long-awaited notorious idiotic project with a trash can. I remind you, in the previous episode we took and installed a standard trash bin on wheels from a hoverboard with you. At the same time we managed to drive around and even turn a little. But nevertheless we have proved that this product, even though it cannot be called a vehicle, is quite stable, does not overturn, brakes, accelerates, and in general, everything is fine with it. In this series, it is time for genuine fun because here we have a total of 4 motors, each with a power output of 350 watts. Just like in a hoverboard, whether it's yours or your child's. However, this time we have purchased 2 donors, each of which is equipped with 2 1-kilowatt motors. In total, our dishwasher will have a power output of 4 kilowatts. That is exactly how it is. Let's go! A logical answer to a logical question: why buy whole scooters when you don't need them, but you just need 4 wheels? However, we conducted a thorough investigation in the market in general. The average price for a set of 4 wheels is 20,000 rubles. Well, you can, for example, even find for 15. This is already immediately 80,000 rubles. You will need controllers for these wheels. You will need control. You will need a little wiring. Let's say we already have batteries. In general, you will need some kind of companion actually. Plus, a regular wheel motor is often sold even without tires. And a kilowatt wheel motor is exactly what to order from somewhere like AliExpress, Taobao, something like that, Poison and so on. Typically it lasts for a couple of months as the season is coming to an end. And this in general poses a problem. In our specific case, we already have wheels, brakes, and even suspension, which can also be useful for us. There are all control panels, there is even a built-in battery. You can just take a donor, cut it up, and even some, roughly speaking, already steering rudiments. So we already have a turning fist, so to speak, a small one. In the worst case, there will still be flashlights back and forth. We do not require seats, obviously. And all of this, gentlemen, is available for the price of 53,000 rubles. In total, we have a total of 2 scooters for a total of 106 in our pocket. And we get everything we need right away to implement our project as quickly as possible. And time, as you know, is money. We business individuals who travel on garbage trucks cannot afford to wait. So we bought some no-name Volong GGM4 Pro Plus. It's actually not very good quality, but it's on completely unnecessary wheels in the city. In general, in the city, on such tires. Guys on a scooter, it's a complete paragraph. You just lose energy, lose comfort because the wheels are still small. This scooter should ideally ride on dirt roads outside the city, so some powerful, aggressive lights that default to shining upwards need to be adjusted somehow. And so on. Here is the same control unit for all this as in my scooter. Absolutely identical, standard Chinese. Ignore the small stand on the sleeve, it can be adjusted to a higher position. I will now set it up for myself. The steering wheel can be folded, the seats are average, everything is highly fluid, causing distortion. Because of this, probably I will have some minor nuances in management. I was warned about this in advance, so I put on a helmet. The most important thing that interests us. This is his maximum speed. Because essentially, as many as he will ride alone under me, that's how much the whole garbage dump under all 4 wheels is taken together with me. This is the main intrigue, and now we will find out. So guys, the first impression is so-so, honestly speaking. Super liquid steering wheel. Observe what I am doing. I will simply brake it at this very moment. And when you brake, you will be propelled forward onto the steering wheel with your entire body. And here is the steering wheel. Look at what a hat. He will just fall off now. It costs 53,000 rubles, I will remind you. Well, it seems like there is power. Come on, turbo mode. Even something is slipping. Well, of course the seat is not needed. It's complete nonsense. But without a seat, you really shake on it. The helmet is not in vain. Let's try something while the speed is not very high. I remind you that the maximum allowable speed on the sidewalk is 25. So here, probably some device is lying. We should be cautious and ensure that we have all the necessary equipment for safety purposes. It's crucial to prioritize our well-being and adhere to the recommended safety guidelines at all times. He is extremely unstable. Extremely unstable. His condition is highly unpredictable and volatile. Regarding speed, well, let's suppose the Photoshop software program. And I sketched 50 here. However, in actuality, of course, it was 25. We are all like this. Very unstable. Very. Jump straight, trying to jump out from under you, front wheel. And it is very inconvenient to brake. In general, I do not really like him, of course. When it comes to the scooter, finding pleasure in it is quite questionable. I am certain I experience a great deal of instability at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour, feeling very wobbly. Constantly need to bend your legs. However, in any case, somewhere around 25. That is to say, accordingly, we can rely on the same speed when he is in the composition of the cleaning machine. Let's put it this way, not bad, but it's impossible to ride while sitting, very uncomfortable. But I see the needed number on the speedometer, that's crucial. That's it, rapid. In general, we have installed everything. The main necessary figure on the speedometer was now, all 25 kilometers per hour. The new frame, like the old one, will be a frame structure just like before in the trash can, but it's been redesigned. As you can see, the rear part, that is, we will have rear wheel drive and front wheel drive. Actually 4 wheels, each with its own electric motor. Here everything is simple. Roughly speaking, a T-shaped frame goes back and the scooter tails are directly attached to its tails, forming the letter T. This rear suspension of scooters, it is here and is used here with brakes. Completely attached here, this is roughly speaking okay. Problems arose with the front suspension, that is, how to invent a steering wheel, because in a scooter the steering wheel is essentially different. It's a cup, roughly speaking, a steering wheel in which there are bearings. And you actually turn here, there is a direct connection with the wheel. It also turns in our case. It is necessary to invent a trapezoid, something like that. Back and forth, the handlebar. All this inventing was difficult. It was decided to simplify the task and buy a children's quad bike directly. Small, from which the front levers, steering rods, steering shaft, and essentially all the steering will be made easier, even some kind of fists. Here we have wheels. Now the only thing is that they are arranged in a console way. If for a scooter it was a fork, just like at the back. That's how it was. Now it will be a console. What forces will be applied, whether it will tear us apart, we are absolutely not worried about it. The main thing is to go. This is the very depth of the project, at which it doesn't matter. The main thing is to walnut. Additionally, naturally, there will be indigenous brakes, scooter motors. Furthermore, in reality, that is the entirety of it for the present, since what remains from that point. There remains an option of what to attach here, because this is a steering wheel. So far, we have a steering wheel from Niva in stock. Here is something similar to this conditionally here, only of course without an adapter, so that all this would go deeper and be directed towards the driver, something like that somehow. Here like this, shorten the shaft back and forth. That is the driver himself, that is actually me. He will sit here in the back seat, it's a bit stiffer. The front axle is softer for us, although we have adjustable springs, you can slightly adjust them for a similar suspension. And all this will be ruled, even on a good twist actually. The question of reverse has not been resolved yet, but we will think about it only when we move to the electrical part. And in addition, the weight of the garbage can will still come flying. This time our back will suffer a bit, because as you know, it's the suspension. And if it's in the back, that is, the cutout will be small, something like this under the wheel, then in the front, taking into account the suspension that appeared, the attachment points of the shock absorbers and the wheel turning, here the tank will have to be cut somehow like this, but possibly it will only be cut inside, and the front part of the tank will still remain here. Did you do? We will move the wheel forward bases. Right on the corner, that is, the corner will also have to be cut off. By the way, you could have slightly submerged it, then put the tank behind the undergrowth to hide it. Imagine? Yes. And on the turn, it goes forward a lot, I agree, to avoid making the base too short and the wheel not fitting here. Drift funk, yes. With full drive on 2 controllers, there will be the possibility of disconnecting the front axle, providing enhanced maneuverability and control. So we can only do rear-wheel drive, and then it won't be long until the handbrake, and then we will fly sideways in a column on the trash can. Just perfect communal situation. Typical for St. Petersburg, apparently. But for this, you need to wait first until it rains, until it's gone. In general, now all this is being finished, a mop is being put, and we leave. In general, it's quite cute how Max carefully cuts out this little hole so that the entire suspension fits. Because here, damn it, there's a damn wheel that will just shake everything up and nothing will be left of the whole corner. However, nonetheless, Maxon is hopeful that something will work at this very moment without any further delay. Attention, a slight amount of pain. However, it is extremely adorable how you are taking care of her correctly. Until the end, you hope something can be good. Well, of course, there will be nothing good here. There is a turn here, but only at some extreme position of the suspension. And on the folded, well, in short, you see this power unit is definitely going into the woods. Well, by the way, there are probably no gates. I suggest to gather like this. That's it. Lower it on wheels, find the squeaks. Unnecessary things will be erased automatically. This is the primary rule of stanzers. At the end of the week-long approximately torment, there is Maxim there, poor thing, so he drags his scarab back because he was just dying with this garbage. Things were a bit off, but still, they were steadily moving towards the established goal. Let's start by considering the design. In general, the garbage can is now prone to turnovers. The individuals, specifically Alexander, who was behind the wheel, successfully installed this during the test drive. Let's start and see how it performs. Goodbye. However, during these flights, we noticed that we had a device exclusively for dry use because the controllers with wiring and connectors would naturally become flooded as soon as the boiling process commenced. It is also interesting that it turned out that if we see on this side that the wheels are symmetrically positioned with the brakes inward, this and that, then in reality they are not quite like that. That is, we took 2 scooters and installed them in parallel. So accordingly, here we see that on this wheel we have brakes looking inward, and on this wheel the brakes are there along the ground, they are already looking outward, because with these wheels turning it inside out is not possible due to how it sits in the suspension. Move wires, still lots of hassle in general. There's a nuance that trash can is asymmetric on the right and left. However, we're not worried about this in this project. The key is everything works and a fascinating nuance is shown. Assuming all 4-wheel motors are identical in terms of labeling and appearance, it can be inferred that they are also identical in terms of internals. However, both stock controllers return approximately 60% of the torque and approximately 40% forward. So we have a less powerful front axle than the rear one. So out of our declared 2 kilowatts, it feels like 1.2 kilo is the rear wheels. And like 800 watts. These are the front wheels. However, the capacities are still astronomical compared to before. This is concerning the exterior. On the inside, everything became even more intriguing and captivating. Oh, come on! She's so stable, she wants to stand on her own wheels. You just lift it with one finger and that's it. Wow, how interesting. Come on. So, this is now a chair, guys. it looks a bit like this because if you put a big chair here, it won't fit. Turns out you're sitting high. Last time we moved chair forward, it was standing in bathtub. Due to the steering crossbar, the old chair no longer fits in the tub as it falls short of expectations. Or you could have made an incision in the old chair extending almost to the area of the groin. So when you collide, you arrive at this location directly on the partition, so to speak. Naturally, you place everything on it, like on a bicycle with a frame when you're young and can barely reach the seat. There were always subtle differences resonating slightly on the floor of the neighborhood with the economy, but we do not wish to reiterate it once more at our current stage in life. In the front, we have a steering wheel from a kid's quad bike. The scooter controls are transferred to this handlebar. Everything works absolutely the same. The same controller, the same brakes, the same button for turning on and off the full drive. And most importantly, we now have lithium, which the guys decided to put here for hanging. On the other hand, why not? But in case of a head-on collision with something, the battery takes the first blow and then it all starts to burn like crazy. In general, it turns out that this is a synonym for the word danger. However, he suits us today. Let's go. So what are the initial impressions, friends? Everything has improved and become more adequate. What is in stage 1? As now I can regulate and traction force as well as rear full drive. Therefore, I personally experience the full power in a very specific manner. Human engines, steering, I can do without any problems. Perform the task in this manner, from left to right, affirmatively. There are brakes available now, my friends. It's so nice. And the sensation when you transition from a highly feeble car to an extremely potent car, everything becomes incredibly crisp for you instantaneously. That's great because you are the one who rules and dominates this entire world. In general, horror. You can hasten right away, you really want to hasten. And even stable, i.e. if we take these speeds. It is very interesting to see how the suspension will behave on the asphalt. The suspension greatly corrects the impact directly on the bumps. I can exist more or less, thanks to it all. It is operational. I would express that it is functioning properly and meeting expectations. This is a much more interesting conflict than what was there previously. I can understand it the most. The main thing is to regulate the power so much. We are not only in on-off mode. Approximately speaking, these engines, but also we possess the capability to enhance its smoothness, creating something that is softer in texture and more gentle to the touch. To put it concisely, this is already a means of transportation that is readily available. The only caveat is that we certainly don't have a steering wheel. No rev, instead. In the absence of reverse, we occasionally find ourselves facing difficulties that can be challenging to overcome. Nevertheless, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Lord Jesus! But here in speed and sensations, we are quick and in good health. Being young females who prioritize our well-being and strive to maintain a balanced lifestyle that emphasizes speed and vitality. Yes, I do not possess the trendiest car, but you still have affection for me regardless. I possess all the required items and resources that I need in this particular place, leaving me with no shortage or lack of anything. No sound helmet on? No, today we were scared the container is moving on its own. It is currently the designated moment for myself, individuals of the male gender, individuals of the female gender, or more accurately, for matters pertaining to the proper disposal of my important waste material. Well, basically, as you saw, everyone is happy. Currently, the sole task remaining is to firmly and securely close the lid of the container in order to successfully conclude the process at hand. There, the entire jam is watching us filled with utter gloom. Now bliss mode.
Let us proceed. We should commence our journey immediately.
Shake it! Here, okay. I do not currently desire additional items. This is not the most stable entity in existence with a rating of 45.
The cost is $50, which equals $50.
Braking straight is sad. It's challenging to brake. It's advisable not to touch the brake. It's feasible in the initial video. So introductory guide. Friends, we're going to the dirt road. The drive is complete and fully operational with no remaining capacity. Let's go! Even minuscule bumps. Listen, it is incredibly comfortable on the rough dirt road that is full of rocks and potholes. The numerical value 35 rides steadily on the ground surface below. It's even more superior when driving on the dirt road compared to the asphalt surface. This is intriguing. Oh, potholes, potholes, jumping, jumping. No, it is completely acceptable and there is no problem at all. Everything is fine on a road that is in poor condition. This particular item glides effortlessly along a rough and unfavorable road surface. Now I fear nobody will go, yielding at a crosswalk. Amazing thing, simply amazing ride.
What is present? We should proceed here, Uncle. I have a positive inclination towards it.
Awesome thing. Wow, awesome thing. Just awesome ride. Girls, have you? Saw it immediately? Attacked me directly. Oh my goodness me! I don't need a fancy convertible, you understand? No matter which car. The key is the driver. Well, sirs, the range is 0-100, gentlemen. Which obviously will not be, but we will find out how she gets to the 50s.
Let us commence the task at hand and initiate the proceedings promptly without any delay.
20, 30, what? Why not go any further than that? I'm curious to know the reason. Ah, it is only 44, 46. Could you kindly open the lid for me if you don't mind? Moving on. The numbers 48, 49, and 50 have been reached, indicating that the limit has been reached and no further numbers can be added. 51, 52, lid was open. Now let's attempt with the lid open. Perhaps it will be an improved experience. Fascinating. Open lid straight from top in a direct way.
All right, let's give it a shot.
At this moment, we have an open lid. We are increasing our speed as we move down the hill and gain momentum. Not helpful. That is, I firmly believe that the number we proved on that particular occasion was 56. It was a collective effort. And I think every single one of us contributed to the demonstration on 52. Throughout the entire process, the lid remained constantly ajar, symbolizing our unwavering determination. This achievement showcased our commitment, perseverance, and ability to overcome challenges. It was a testament to our hard work and dedication. I am immensely proud of what we accomplished together. There is an enormous gap present in this particular location. And truly, when the lid is open, it becomes much easier. The aerodynamics function effectively. Everything works perfectly.
Incredible, fantastic, wonderful, splendid, marvelous, excellent, terrific, superb, outstanding, remarkable, phenomenal, extraordinary, incredible, great day.
It is extremely challenging to survive. Enormous whirlwinds are present in every single corner of this location. What an absolute and complete nightmare this has turned out to be. It's truly overwhelming.
How can I travel in this area? Poorly planned for janitor's needs.
I apologize for any inconvenience caused. I deeply regret the trouble I have caused you. I am truly sorry for my actions and the impact they have had on you.
Is this taxi belonging to you, Maxim?
No, but come on in.
The narrative will be continued in the upcoming installment. Stay tuned for further thrilling developments and discover what unfolds in the next chapter.
Music.
Music that is peaceful. Hello, this is a test. If you need help, let me know. Well, are we enjoying ourselves?
Inadequate for a standard car. Need to rely on the garbage for transportation.
Possibly, maybe. Academy, right? Yes.
I'm going now? Thanks.
The subtitles were created by Dima Torsa, a highly skilled subtitler known for their expertise in accurate and high-quality subtitles. Warm greetings, wishing you a delightful afternoon.
All good?
Yes, everything is in a satisfactory condition. Great.
Smart, right?
What is the reason? It's quiet here and there's no wind and the rain is not scary.
Imagine, I did it. It'd be nicer.
Sure.
Yes, I just need a regular car. You see, I have to cut on the garbage dump.
Affirmative.
It's time to go, yes, of course. Yes, it's time to go, yes. Raise the meow, of course.
In general, it's amazing that despite scaring some people initially, when they see a garbage truck coming, they need to stop it because something is wrong, a garbage bag has escaped. Then when everyone understands the joke, everyone reacts positively. Today, there is no negativity at all. Although sometimes all people are different. Everything seems different to everyone. Someone finds one thing funny, someone finds another thing funny. Many of you still don't understand why I'm so good at navigating in it. And the thing is, we made such a cut. This rib here is cut with an angle grinder. It's a little bit removed. And actually these visors, it turns out, are really great on the right and left. I can see almost everything that happens. Plus, you can also lift the lid up with your head like this and get the most complete overview, so to speak, of the surroundings. Especially even that and back if you need to check if someone's there or not. Of course, it's clear this is a half measure and then we'll have all this in the end. The most important thing is that currently it's already a fully fledged mode of transport on which you can ride. It rules, it goes 50, it is a noticeable speed. And it is funny that along with all these advantages, we also inherit all the disadvantages of the scooters that we purchased as a donor. Because this rubber, as I stated initially, which is totally unnecessary on asphalt, also greatly hampers us. That's why when I drove onto the dirt path, the steering became better. These tires grip better on dirt than on asphalt. Accordingly, they also brake better on the ground. Generally for the city, all this is unnecessary. But we got it, we have it. However, tires aren't a problem if you have feathers, be it on a highway, and it'll become much more interesting. There will be a roller, brakes will appear, everything will be so cool. Overall, everything works as it should. There is a suspension, there is a front suspension, that is, everything is straight, well, cool. Inside, it hardly shakes or jerks. Thanks to the suspension system, it does not sag diagonally on every pothole that it drives over. In general, cool. This is the thing that you simply want to take, experience, and ride once more. She is just cool, she has amazing feelings. At the same time, there is sufficient dynamics, enough power for at least this kind of driving experience. And the most priceless thing is, of course, people's reaction. From what we didn't shoot, now a Range Rover was driving towards us. And it buzzed, honked, and showed Nikita that a garbage bin was flying towards him. That's it, bro, get out of here, step on it, let's go. There's going to be an accident now, because the garbage can just crashes into the rear bumper. Nothing good will come out of this clearly. That is, initially, even in this form, obviously showing that it is not a stock. The brain of any person, when they see a rolling garbage bin, says that they need to run. He will not give in, he will not turn, just the wind blows and the wind breaks the tank somewhere in some direction. You need to bypass it. It is convenient to give way, really everything, no matter what you do. Pedestrians, cars, anyone. This is the most dominant unit on the road. No disputes or conflicts trying to prove something to anyone. Guys, this is more dangerous than car sharing, I can tell you. This is maximum nonsense. So everything went great, and now we are contemplating where to go next. First of all, I carefully reviewed all your comments once again. There exists a world speed record of 100 kilometers per hour, and it's not a problem at all because I possess a Yamaha R1 engine and I have it in my possession. That is to say, if we need to go for 100, we will go for it, but I am inclined to continue with electric and more powerful engines. So my friends, I will see you in the upcoming episodes. Good luck to everyone. Wishing you the same luck as we had in this one, and bye-bye. See you soon.